Hi folks, I've had a question about using autofocus when taking video. Should you use it or should you turn it off? Well, it depends what you're doing. Many professional videographers, movie makers, etc. actually just use manual, and if they want to change focus from something at one point to another, they actually pre-plan it and mark lenses and use something called a follow focus, so that they can actually start at one point and carry on and focus onto the other point, and they know exactly where to start and where to stop. But that's fine if you have a videographer and you're in front of the camera and you have the time and the energy to do that. If you're making, say, videos for YouTube, such as this one, you're normally on your own, the camera is in front of you. Yes, of course, you can set it on manual. If you do have any remote software, depending what you are using. For Nikon, there's some free software you can download online, and you can actually bring it up on your phone or tablet, and there's a different version for your PC as well, and you can actually have the camera on manual focus, but you can press the focus button once you're in place and it will bring you into focus and stay there. And if you're going to change anything, you can do that again, but it can be awkward when you're taking a video and you want to show something to the camera to have to try and change focus. It's very awkward and it's very difficult to get it right. Now, although I am and always have been a Nikon fan, in terms of autofocus for video, they're not good enough. Not everyone that I've tried, I've yet to try one that does what I want. But ironically, my favorite one for video, autofocus in video, is the one I'm using now, which is the V1. Because it's mirrorless and it has a different focusing system, if you like, the focusing is lightning fast, and the lens that I'm using, which is the 10mm, is absolutely silent, so you don't hear a thing. For example, if I wanted to show you this lens, no, my luck, it probably won't do it now, but I would imagine that it's focused on it perfectly, and then it will focus back on myself. It normally works superbly. The Nikon DSLRs, they hunt and they not sure what they're doing, and they focus and adjust again and focus, and it can be quite annoying when you're actually watching the video. Sadly, I have to concede, the Canons, which have something called a dual pixel focusing system, are much better. So whereas they actually reflect focus elsewhere, which is like contrast based focus like the Nikons, the Canon cameras, while you're taking video, they actually have focusing sensors on the actual sensor that is taking the video, and it's faster and more accurate. Hence the reason that most people who are serious into video with DSLR will use Canon rather than Nikon. And all these years later, Nikon has improved but not conquered it. The other thing you do have to bear in mind if you're using autofocus though is the sound of the lens. For example, in my Fuji system, say the 27mm pancake lens, it can be heard with an on-camera mic. It's too noisy. The only one that I found so far that is silent is the 18-55 with image stabilization, because that's actually designed to be used for video as well, so it's silent and that focuses very well. On the Nikon One, both the 10mm and the 18.5mm are fantastic. I did try Sony a6000 a while back, although it wasn't for me, and I had the two of the Sigma DN lenses. I had the 19 and the 30mm. They were silent as well. They were pretty good. So it's not just that it will focus, is also if they make any noise as well, because that will actually spoil your video if you have on-camera sound. Obviously if you have the sound separate, it doesn't apply as much, but it's just an extra thing that you need to do, and you might do it in one situation, but in another you may wish to take video with with a shotgun mic on the camera, and you don't want to hear the whirring of the lens focusing in the background. So if you've got a Nikon DSLR, touch and go, possibly go manual. Canon, autofocus. Mirrorless, most of them autofocus, but bear in mind how noisy the lens are. So if you're thinking to buy a lens to use for video in this kind of situation, look it up and check to see if it's silent or not, because if it's not silent, it will come through in your videos. That's all for today. Bye.